What causes churches to split? That's an easy one. Sin. It is a common trope to hear people describe our propensity to divide as Christians this way, that churches split over the color of the carpet. The idea being that we're so small and so petty that we find it easy to split, separate, go through what another friend calls a church splant, where a group leaves one church to go start another one and calls it a church plant. Well, the truth is that there's something to that trope in the sense that oftentimes the purported reason for our separation and division is something of great insignificance. That is, we leave over the color of the carpet. We say we're leaving over the color of the carpet. We don't like the music. We don't like this. We don't like that. They did this. They did that. Now in our day, this one wore a mask. That one didn't wear a mask. This one stayed closed too long. This one stayed open too long. But the reality is, those stated reasons are never the reasons. Churches don't split because someone is overly zealous about believing in this color of carpet and someone on the other side is overly zealous in believing in that color carpet. No, they split because people see churches as kingdoms. And when they're unable to seize sufficient power and authority and control over the kingdom that is a particular local church, we just find it all too easy to move down the street and start our own. It was said of the devil that he said of himself, "I would rather rule in hell than be a servant in heaven." Well, that's not exactly what we're doing, but what often happens in our church splitting circumstances is we find ourselves saying, "I would rather be in charge in a smaller church than not be in charge in a bigger church." That's what happens. There is hurt, even if it's just, in fact, let's go back to that carpet scenario. The issue isn't the color of the carpet. The issue is that you don't think my opinion on the color of the carpet is sufficient to carry the day. That's what we find offensive. What happens is our pride gets hurt. We perceive ourselves to having been disrespected. Well, heck, I used to sing on the praise band, and then they changed to that new guy, and now they don't want me in the praise band. Well, I'll show them. We have alliances like some lame Christian version of Survivor, where this associate pastor has his clan, and the senior pastor has his clan, and the worship director has his clan, and so what's the solution? Well, the solution's humility. The solution is an awareness of our own propensity to act out of pride. To not be too prideful to say, wait a minute, maybe I'm being prideful here. Maybe part of the solution is to recognize the unity of the body, which doesn't just mean, hey, I shouldn't be running off on my own, but it also means that, put it one way, if things are bad enough for me to leave, maybe they're bad enough for me to stay and fight for the sake of my brothers and sisters. I'm not saying there's never a time to leave a church. Of course there is. I am saying that if it's time to leave a church, it's time to fight. This gently going off into the night and starting your own, probably not driven by God-honoring motives. So let's continue to get on our faces, repent, and ask the Spirit for insight into our own internal motives.